Part 39, Section 39.1.
Irregular verbs. To wake up.
Budzić się,
To sleep.
spać,
A factory.
fabryka,
To get up.
wstawać,
To work.
pracować.
The teacher explains the following in the student's native language. Some verbs are irregular and they don't take ed in the past simple tense. Eat, ate. Drink, drank. Wear, wore. Run, ran. Write, wrote. Read, read. Sleep, slept. I work 9 hours during the day. You work 9 hours during the day. I ate fish and chips yesterday. You ate fish and chips yesterday. Kate wore a pink skirt the day before yesterday. Kate wore a pink skirt the day before yesterday. I read an interesting newspaper yesterday. You read an interesting newspaper yesterday. My father drank 2 beers last night. Your father drank 2 beers last night. Frank and Betty ran to school last week. Frank and Betty ran to school last week. Stephen King wrote many good novels. Stephen King wrote many good novels. My father works in a factory, but I work at school. Your father works in a factory, but you work at school. My friend works in a city hall. Your friend works in a city hall. I wake up at 7 o'clock and go to work at 7:30. I work 9 hours during the day. My friend works in the city hall and she gets up at 8 o'clock. I sleep 7 hours at night, but my friend sleeps 12 hours at night. What time do I wake up? You wake up at 7 o'clock. What time do I go to work? You go to work at 7:30. How many hours do I work during the day? You work 9 hours during the day. Does my friend work in the city hall? Yes, your friend works in the city hall. Does my friend get up at 8 o'clock? Yes, your friend gets up at 8 o'clock. Do I sleep 7 hours at night? Yes, you sleep 7 hours at night. Does my friend sleep 12 hours at night? Yes, your friend sleeps 12 hours at night. Do you work 12 hours during the day? No, I don't work 12 hours during the day, but I work 8 hours during the day. What's the past of eat? The past of eat is ate. What's the past of write? The past of write is wrote. What did you eat yesterday? I ate a ham sandwich yesterday. Where did you run on Friday? I ran to the shop on Friday. What did you drink last week? I drank water last week. What clothes did you wear 2 days ago? I wore a black t-shirt, blue trousers, and black shoes 2 days ago. Did you write anything 2 weeks ago? Yes, I wrote something 2 weeks ago. What did you read last month? I read a poem last month. What's the past of drink? The past of drink is drank. What's the past of write? The past of write is wrote. Did you wear trousers the day before yesterday? Yes, I wore trousers the day before yesterday. Did you read a good novel 2 months ago? Yes, I read a good novel 2 months ago. What beer did you drink last night? I drank Guinness last night. Did you like to drink beer when you were in Italy? No, I didn't like to drink beer when I was in Italy, but I liked to drink wine. What do you think I ate last week? I think you ate some fruit last week. What's the past of run? The past of run is ran. What's the past of read? The past of read is read. Where do you work? I work in a factory. Does your mother work in a city hall? No, my mother doesn't work in a city hall, but she works in a hospital. What time do your children wake up? My children wake up at 7 o'clock. The students make questions to the following answers. No, I don't want to work in a factory, but I want to work in a bank. Do you want to work in a factory? I ate some Italian food yesterday. What did you eat yesterday? I drank some wine last night. What did you drink last night? No, I didn't write a poem last week. Did you write a poem last week? I wore t-shirts when I was in Australia. What did you wear when you were in Australia? No, I didn't read anything the day before yesterday. Did you read anything the day before yesterday?
Section 39.2.
The past simple tense of the verb to be. Negative sentences and questions. I wasn't here.
Nie było mnie tu.
Was she here?
Czy ona tu była?
Around.
Wokół.
He wasn't here.
Jego tu nie było.
Were you here?
Czy ty tu byłeś?
A cinema.
Kino.
Road.
jechał.
The teacher explains the following in the student's native language. We don't use didn't in negative sentences with the verb to be in the past simple tense. Instead, we use the form wasn't and weren't. I wasn't, you weren't, she wasn't, they weren't, we weren't, he wasn't, wasn't, was not, weren't, were not. We don't use did in questions with the verb to be in the past simple tense. Instead, we use the form was and were and put them before the doer of the action. Was I? Were you? Was he? Was she? Were we? Were they? I wasn't in the park last night. You weren't in the park last night. The students weren't in the classroom on Sunday. The students weren't in the classroom on Sunday. Was Frank here yesterday? Was Frank here yesterday? Were they at the cinema the day before yesterday? Were they at the cinema the day before yesterday? Make a negative sentence with the verb to be in the past simple, please. I wasn't here yesterday. Make a question with the verb to be in the past simple, please. Were you in Argentina last week? Were you in the park yesterday? Yes, I was in the park yesterday. Were your children there with you? Yes, my children were in the park with me. They rode bicycles around the park. Was your brother with you? No, my brother wasn't with us. He was in hospital yesterday. Were you in the park yesterday? Yes, I was in the park yesterday. Were your children there with you? Yes, my children were in the park with me. Did your children ride bicycles around the park? Yes, my children rode bicycles around the park. Was your brother with you in the park? No, my brother wasn't with us in the park. Was your brother in hospital yesterday? Yes, my brother was in hospital yesterday. Was I at school last week? Yes, you were at school last week. Was Betty in the park 2 days ago? No, Betty wasn't in the park 2 days ago. Were you here the day before yesterday? No, I wasn't here the day before yesterday. Were the students at home last night? No, the students weren't at home last night. Were we in this classroom last month? No, we weren't in this classroom last month. Do you think I was in China yesterday? No, I don't think you were in China yesterday. Where do you think I was yesterday? I think you were at home yesterday. Do you think the students were at the cinema last Saturday? No, I don't think the students were at the cinema last Saturday. Where do you think Kate was 2 weeks ago? I think Kate was on holidays 2 weeks ago. Were there books in this room last week? Yes, there were books in this room last week. Were there cars around the school the day before yesterday? No, there weren't cars around the school the day before yesterday. Where were your children last month? My children were in Argentina with their grandparents last month. Where were you last summer? I was in Italy last summer. Were you in France in winter? No, I wasn't in France in winter, but I was at home. The students make questions to the following answers. No, I wasn't here 2 days ago. Were you here 2 days ago? Yes, Andrew was at school last week. Was Andrew at school last week? Frank was here last month. Where was Frank last month? No, my children weren't at the cinema last night, but they were at home. Were your children at the cinema last night?